The rain began long before Ethan woke up. It whispered against the window of his small room, slow and soft like fingers tracing an old memory. The kind of rain that seemed to understand him more than people ever did. He lay still for a moment, letting the rhythm sink in, letting it match the quiet ache sitting in his chest. Today was the day Maya would leave. He hadn't slept the whole night. His mind kept circling back to one truth he didn't know how to face. She didn't choose him. She didn't want him, and the words she said last night were still echoing inside him like a wound that refused to close. Ethan, I can't love you the way you love me. He remembered every detail, how her voice trembled even though she tried to sound firm, how the streetlight behind her haloed her hair, making her look like a memory he was already losing, how her eyes refused to meet his, afraid of what she might see, or afraid of letting him see too much. It wasn't anger that filled him. It wasn't frustration. It was the slow, collapsing sensation of something inside him folding into itself, something that had been alive for years. Every moment they shared, every hope he hid, every truth he never said aloud. He had always believed, always, that someday she would see him the way he saw her. But last night changed everything. He closed his eyes as the rain thickened outside, turning the morning gray. His chest tightened as he exhaled. He didn't want to get up, didn't want to face what the day held for him. But he had to, because she was leaving town tonight, for good, and he wasn't sure if he wanted to say goodbye. Or if he even could. The house smelled like coffee when he came downstairs. His mother looked at him with the kind of softness she always saved for moments she didn't know how to fix. "You okay?" she asked. He forced a small smile. "Yeah." She didn't believe him. He didn't expect her to. "You're going to see her?" she asked gently. "Maybe," he whispered. His mother hesitated, then stepped forward. She placed a hand on his shoulder. Some goodbyes are harder because the memories were good. Ethan swallowed, hard. He wanted to tell her that the memories were not just good. They were everything. Every chapter of his life had Maya in it. Every laugh, every stupid fight, every moment he felt alive. How do you say goodbye to the person who feels like all your beginnings? The rain followed him as he walked toward the old school field, their place. The place where they used to race each other as kids, where they hid from teachers, where they told secrets they never told anyone else. He half expected to find it empty, but she was there, standing beneath the big maple tree. Its leaves trembled with every drop that hit them, and Maya stood still as if she was waiting for him. For a moment, he just watched her. She wore the same gray hoodie she always stole from him, the one he pretended he didn't miss when she wore it home. Her hair was damp, sticking to her forehead. Her hands were tucked inside her sleeves, something she did only when she was nervous. She turned slowly when their eyes met. The world slowed, not because it was romantic, but because it hurt. "Ethan!" she breathed, her voice breaking the air between them. He walked closer. "You came." She looked down. "I didn't want to leave without seeing you," she said quietly. He wanted to ask why. Why see him now? Why pretend goodbye mattered? But he didn't. "I thought you said it was better." "If we kept distance," Ethan said, the words tasting bitter. Maya winced. The guilt in her eyes wasn't small. It wasn't light. "I know," she whispered. I couldn't leave like that." He exhaled sharply. "Why? To ease your guilt?" Her eyes snapped up, startled. "That's not fair. Neither was last night." Silence. The kind that felt too heavy for two people to carry. Finally, she took a shaky breath. "Ethan, you're my best friend." "Not anymore," he said quietly. "You made that clear." Her lips trembled. She stepped closer. Rain slid down her cheeks, mixing with tears she tried to hide. "I didn't want to hurt you," she whispered. "Then why did you?" he asked. Maya closed her eyes as if searching for strength she didn't have. "Because I don't want a relationship right now. With anyone. My life is changing, everything is changing. I don't even know who I am anymore." "That's not what you said last night," he murmured. A long pause. "I know," she breathed. "I said it wrong. I said too much and not what I meant." She looked at him hopelessly. I'm scared, Ethan." "Of what?" "Of losing you," she whispered. The words hit him harder than her rejection. "How can you lose something you already pushed away?" he asked. Her voice cracked. "Because I thought distance would make it easier. For both of us." He stared at her. At the girl he loved his entire life. at the girl who was leaving, at the girl who didn't choose him, and yet didn't want to lose him. It was cruel, beautiful, and unbearably confusing. "You should go," he finally said. Maya's breath caught. "Ethan! You made your choice." Her tears fell freely now, mixing with the rain. She reached out, touching his sleeve. "I still want you in my life," she whispered. He shook his head. "I can't be your halfway, Maya, not anymore." She closed her eyes, a long, breaking moment, then stepped back. "Goodbye, Ethan." She turned to leave. He didn't call her back. He didn't stop her. But when she reached the gate, she paused and looked back, and whispered something he almost didn't hear through the rain. "I'm sorry." Then she walked away, and the rain swallowed her. Ethan stood under the tree until her figure disappeared completely. The ache inside him grew deeper, sharper, like a storm that refused to end. He didn't know it then, but this was only the first goodbye. There would be more, and each one would change him a little more, because sometimes love doesn't break all at once. Sometimes it breaks slowly, piece by piece, and Ethan was just beginning to understand that. Chapter 2, the last night at the station. The rain didn't stop the next day, or the day after, or the day after that. It fell as if the entire sky was grieving for him. Ethan barely left his room in those days. He moved through the house like a shadow, silent and slow as though time had lost its shape. His mother tried asking him questions at first. "Are you eating? Are you sleeping? Do you want to talk?" But he answered with only half-hearted nods. How could he explain something he didn't understand himself? He wasn't angry that Maya rejected him. He wasn't even angry that she left. What hurt was the silence she left behind. A silence so loud he could feel it pressing against his ribs. But life, cruel as it was, didn't stop because his heart was in pieces. On the 4th day, his friend Liam showed up at his door, uninvited and impatient. "Get up," Liam said as he dragged the curtains open, letting the pale gray light into Ethan's room. "You look like a ghost." Ethan blinked at the sudden brightness. "Go away." "Nope," Liam said, tossing a jacket at him. "I'm not letting you rot here until you turn into a permanent piece of furniture." Ethan didn't have energy to argue, didn't have energy for anything. Still, he forced himself to stand. "Where are we going?" he asked. "Anywhere but here," Liam said. They walked through the town, the rain drizzling gently, soaking the streets in a reflective sheen. Everything looked blurry, like the world was crying with him. "So," Liam finally said after 10 minutes of silence, "you and Maya." Ethan stayed quiet. Liam sighed. "I'm sorry, man. I know you loved her." Ethan swallowed hard. "Still do." Liam stopped walking. "Then why didn't you fight for her?" Ethan met his eyes. "Because she didn't want me." "And what about you?" Liam asked. "What do you want?" Ethan didn't have an answer. Because if he said what he truly wanted, for Maya to come back, for everything to go back to how it was, it would sound pathetic and unrealistic. Sometimes the heart wants things that reality refuses to give. That evening, Ethan lay in bed, unable to sleep. Every time he closed his eyes, he saw Maya walking away in the rain. He could almost hear her whisper again. "I'm sorry." Sorry. The one word that hurt and healed at the same time. Unable to stay still, he got up, grabbed his hoodie, and stepped outside into the night air. The rain had softened to a drizzle, the streets glowing dimly under the streetlights. The town felt empty, quiet, the kind of quiet he never liked. He wasn't sure where he was going. His feet chose for him. They always did. Before he knew it, he stood in front of the old train station, the place where he and Maya would sneak in during summer nights, sit on the empty benches, eat snacks, and watch trains pass like streaks of light. Back then, the world felt big, hopeful, full of possibilities. Now it felt like the world was closing in on him. The station was almost empty, only a few travelers waiting. A distant announcement echoed through the hall. "Train 47 departs in 10 minutes. Ethan sat on their usual bench. The same one where Maya once fell asleep on his shoulder. The same one where she told him the biggest secret of her life. The same one where she laughed so hard she cried. He didn't know why he came here. Maybe he wanted to feel close to her again. Maybe he wanted to remember her without breaking. But fate, cruel or kind, had something else in store. Because when he lifted his head, he saw her. Maya, standing at the far end of the station with her suitcase. His breath stopped. She wasn't supposed to be here. She left 3 days ago. She told him she had to, that she'd be gone. So why was she here? She didn't see him yet. She was looking at the train schedule with a look he couldn't read. Confused? Sad? Lost? Ethan felt something deep, instinctive pull him forward. For a moment, he wondered if she was a hallucination. She looked too real, too familiar, too close. His heart raced painfully as he took a step toward her. "Maya," he called out softly. She froze. Then she turned. For a moment, her expression was unreadable. Shock. Fear, regret, all tangled together. "Ethan!" she whispered. He stopped a few feet away. "What are you doing here?" She opened her mouth, but no words came out. He stepped closer. "You left, didn't you?" Her eyes lowered. She swallowed. "My plans changed." "That's not an answer." She looked up at him slowly, and the grief in her eyes shook him. "I didn't go." He stared at her, his mind refusing to process the words. "What do you mean?" "I couldn't," she whispered. "I tried. I packed everything. I went to the bus. I even sat inside." She bit her lip. But something inside me kept pulling me back. I thought if I left, things would get easier. I thought it was the right thing. Her voice cracked. But it wasn't. Ethan felt the air shift around them. His heartbeat grew louder. "Then why didn't you tell me?" he asked, voice trembling. She closed her eyes, tears mixed with rain on her eyelashes. "Because I didn't want you to think I stayed. Because of you." Her words were soft, fragile. "But you did," Ethan whispered. "Didn't you?" Maya didn't answer. Silence became the confession. He drew a slow, painful breath. "So what now?" Her fingers tightened around her suitcase handle. "I don't know," she whispered. "Everything feels wrong, and I don't know what to do. I didn't want to run from you." "Not like that." The announcement echoed again. "Train 47 departing in 3 minutes." Maya flinched. Ethan looked at her. Really looked at her. The girl he loved. The girl who hurt him. The girl who stayed. The girl who didn't know why. "You're leaving," he said, voice hollow. "I have to," she whispered. "Not because I want to, but because it's what's supposed to happen." "And what about us?" Ethan asked. She shook her head helplessly. "There is no us. Not right now." His chest tightened painfully. "But there could be," he said quietly. Maya's eyes widened. Her lips trembled. She looked like a storm trapped inside a person. "Ethan, please don't say things that make this harder." He stepped closer. "Then stop pretending you don't feel anything." Her breath hitched. "I don't." "You do," he said gently. "You always did." She looked away. "Feelings aren't enough." "Then what is?" Ethan whispered. "Tell me. What do you want?" Her voice came out barely audible. "I want you to be okay." He froze. "That's not an answer. It's the only one I have." The final announcement echoed. "Train 47 departing now." Maya stepped back. Her eyes shimmered with tears. "I'm sorry. Ethan, I can't stay." She turned, this time truly leaving. Ethan's heart collapsed. He felt it, the break, sharp and deep, like something inside him tearing apart. He almost called her name, almost reached for her hand, almost begged, but he didn't. He just watched as she walked toward the train doors. His vision blurred, his breath shook. Just as she stepped inside, she looked back. A final time, her eyes said 1,000 words she was too scared to speak. And then, the doors closed. The train pulled away. Ethan stood on the empty platform long after the train disappeared into the rain-soaked distance. He didn't know it yet, but this wasn't the last time he'd see her, nor the last time she'd break his heart. Because some stories aren't meant to end with a single goodbye. They end with many, and each one feels deeper, darker, more irreversible. Chapter 3. The Message She Never Sent. The rain eased in the days after Maya left. But inside Ethan, the storm never stopped. Nights felt longer, mornings felt colder, and every hour in between was filled with questions he didn't know how to answer. Why did she stay for days without telling him? Why did she show up at the station? Why did she cry when she left again? And why did she look back? If she didn't love him, then why did she look back? Ethan tried to distract himself with school, homework, anything that felt normal. But normal didn't exist anymore. Not without Maya. Every corner of the town had traces of her. The convenience store where they used to buy cheap ice cream. The park bench where she once fell asleep on his shoulder. The old tree behind the school where she carved their initials when they were 12. He avoided all of it. Avoided memories. Avoided people. Avoided everything that reminded him of her, except his phone. He kept it close, as if waiting for something he didn't admit out loud. A call, a text, a single message, something. But days passed, and nothing came. On the 5th day after she left, Ethan woke to the sound of a soft chime, one he didn't recognize at first. A message. His heart leaped. He fumbled for his phone, breath catching, hoping, praying it was her. And it was. Maya. Hands trembling, he opened it, but the screen flashed something unexpected. This message wasn't delivered. A half-written text from Maya sat there, unsent, as if she typed it, but never pressed send. Ethan stared. Slowly, he clicked on it. The message read, "Ethan, there's something I never told you. Something important. I didn't leave because I wanted to. I left because..." It ended there, just like that. Cut off. Incomplete. His heart pounded. Because Maya wouldn't write something like that unless it was serious. Unless something was wrong. He tried calling her. The phone rang once. Twice. Then a voice. "The number you are trying to reach is currently unavailable." Unavailable. His chest tightened. Was she okay? Was she safe? What was she trying to tell him? He threw on a jacket and ran outside, ignoring his mother calling after him. He needed answers. He needed to talk to someone who knew, someone who might understand where she was, or why she left that message. There was only one person, her sister Layla. The walk to Maya's house was a blur, his breath uneven, his mind racing. The clouds above were thick, shadows stretching across the afternoon sky as if reflecting his thoughts. When he reached her house, the front yard was quiet, too quiet. Layla opened the door with swollen eyes, her face pale. As soon as she saw Ethan, her expression crumbled. "You came," she whispered. Ethan's stomach dropped. "Layla, what happened?" She stepped aside. "Come in." He hesitated, then walked inside. The house was dim, windows closed, lights low, as if grief had settled itself into the walls. Layla sat on the couch, hugging her knees. "You should know." Ethan felt his blood go cold. "Know what?" Layla looked at him, eyes trembling. Maya didn't leave because she wanted to start a new life. His breath caught. She left because she had to. "What do you mean?" Ethan asked, voice shaking. Layla took a deep breath. "She didn't tell you. Because she didn't want you to worry. But she wasn't doing okay. For months." "What?" he whispered. "She was struggling with everything," Layla said. "School, family pressure, her mental health, the future. She hid it from everyone, even from me, until 2 weeks ago." Ethan felt a sharp pain in his chest. He had never seen Maya look weak. Never saw her fall apart. "She didn't want you to see her like that," Layla added. "She thought distancing herself would protect you." Ethan's vision blurred. "Protect me?" Layla's voice cracked. "She loved you too much, Ethan. More than she admitted. And that scared her." He blinked hard. "She what?" Layla looked down. "She loved you." The world tilted. But she thought she wasn't enough. She thought she'd just drag you down. Ethan felt his breath tremble. "She didn't have to leave. I would have stayed. I would have helped her." "I know," Layla whispered. "But she didn't want to be a burden. That's why she left. And that's why she didn't send you that message." Ethan swallowed painfully. "Where is she now?" Layla looked at the floor. Silent at first. Then, "She's safe. She's with our aunt in another city, getting help." Relief washed over him, but it was tangled with grief. He sat back, overwhelmed. Everything Maya did, every goodbye, every tear, every distant moment, it wasn't rejection. It was fear. It was pain she hid. It was love she buried. Layla touched his arm gently. "She didn't mean to hurt you. She just didn't know how to stay." Ethan's eyes stung. "I need to see her," he whispered. Layla shook her head. "Not yet. She needs time, space." "I can wait," he said softly. Layla gave a sad smile. "I know." He stood. "I'm not giving up on her." "I didn't think you would," Layla said. That night, Ethan couldn't sleep. The world outside was silent, the storm gone at last, leaving only a cool breeze through his window. But inside him, everything was loud. Maya loved him. Maya left because she was hurting. Maya tried to tell him something important. He opened her unsent message again. "Ethan, there's something I never told you. What was it? What did she hide from him? He stared at the empty space after her unfinished sentence. He wanted answers. He needed them. Before he knew it, tears filled his eyes, quiet, unexpected, and slow. Because now he understood. She didn't reject him because she didn't love him. She rejected him because she thought she wasn't allowed to love him. That kind of pain felt different, deeper, crueler, and yet it made him love her even more. He grabbed his phone again, opened their chat, and typed slowly, "When you're ready, I'll be here." He didn't know if she would read it. Didn't know if she would ever reply. But he hoped. For the first time since she left, he allowed himself to hope. Chapter 4. The City She Hid In. 2 weeks passed. 2 long, quiet, aching weeks. The kind where mornings feel heavy, afternoons feel empty, and nights feel like a battlefield between memory and reality. Ethan went to school, came home, ate when forced, spoke only when necessary. His life kept moving, but his heart stayed in the moment he last saw Maya, her face behind the train window, eyes full of unspoken words. He checked his phone dozens of times every day. Still nothing. No calls, no messages, not even a scene. Maya had disappeared completely from his world, but she lived inside him. Every thought, every dream, every quiet moment he wished he could share with her. 3 days later, something unexpected happened. Liam sat beside Ethan during lunch and whispered, "Don't freak out." "But I think I found something." Ethan looked up, confused. "What?" Liam hesitated, then showed his phone. "A post." Ethan leaned closer. It wasn't Maya's name, but it was familiar. Different Sky Cafe, downtown city, and under it a picture, a blurry one, taken from behind, but he recognized her instantly. Maya, her hair, her posture, the little silver bracelet she always wore on her right wrist. Ethan felt his heart stop. "Where did you find this?" he whispered. "Posted by some girl," Liam said. She tagged the cafe. "I noticed the bracelet, the one Maya always wore. It has to be her." Ethan swallowed painfully. She was in the city. She was alive. And she was close enough to reach. He clenched his fists. He didn't even think. He stood up. Liam grabbed his arm. "Ethan, wait, what are you going to do?" "I'm going to find her." "Are you sure?" Liam asked softly. "She left for a reason. Layla said she needs space. If you go now, you might make things worse." Ethan paused. He knew Liam was right. He knew he should wait. He knew Maya needed time. But something inside him screamed louder. What if she thought he gave up? What if she thought he stopped caring? What if she felt alone, the way he felt? "No," Ethan whispered. "She needs to know she's not alone." Liam saw the determination in his eyes and stepped back. "Then I'm coming with you." Ethan blinked. "Liam!" "You're my best friend, idiot. I'm not letting you wander into the city with zero plan except find girl and cry at her doorstep." Despite everything, Ethan almost smiled. "Thank you," he said quietly. Liam rolled his eyes. Yeah. Let's go before I change my mind." By early evening, they were on the bus to the city. The ride was long, filled with passing lights and long stretches of silence. Ethan leaned his head against the cold window, eyes half closed as the engine hummed softly. Every mile brought him closer to her. Every mile made his heart ache more. Liam broke the silence. "What are you gonna say when you see her?" Ethan looked at him. "I don't know." "Maybe practice," Liam suggested. Ethan stared at the window. "I don't think words can fix what happened." "Then why go?" Ethan closed his eyes. "Because I just want to know she's okay." Liam nodded slowly. "That's enough." The city lights greeted them like stars scattered across concrete. Tall buildings towered over the streets, neon signs flickering through the misty air. Ethan tightened his jacket. The chill was sharper here, biting, unfamiliar. They walked along busy sidewalks, passing crowds of strangers, the noise and chaos overwhelming. Finally, they saw it. Different Sky Cafe, a small, warm-looking place tucked between 2 tall buildings. Its windows glowed golden, like a quiet sanctuary in the storm of city life. Ethan stopped at the door. His heart hammered painfully. He wasn't ready. He was terrified. What if she didn't want to see him? What if she regretted everything? What if he only made things harder for her? Liam nudged him gently. "Go." Ethan took a breath, exhaled slowly, pushed open the door. A soft bell chimed. Warm air washed over him, scented with coffee and quiet music. He scanned the room. People sat at tables, laughing softly, reading, working, chatting. And then, there she was, Maya, sitting alone at a table near the corner window, stirring a cup of hot chocolate with a distant look in her eyes. She looked smaller, thinner, fragile in a way he had never seen before. Her hair fell messily over her shoulders. Her eyes had dark circles under them. Her usual spark gone. Ethan's chest tightened painfully. He took one step inside, just one, but that single step changed something. Maya's gaze lifted, slowly, almost instinctively. Their eyes met. Time froze. Maya's expression shifted instantly. Shock, fear, relief, pain, all at once. Her lips parted. "Ethan?" Ethan swallowed, his voice barely a whisper. "Hi." She stood up abruptly, nearly knocking over her drink. What are you doing here?" "I needed to see you," Ethan said softly. "I needed to know you were okay." Maya stared at him as if she didn't believe he was real. "You shouldn't have come," she whispered. "I know," Ethan said. "But I couldn't stay away." Her eyes filled with tears. She backed away a step. "Ethan, I can't. I'm not ready. I'm not here to fix anything," he interrupted gently. "I'm not here to force you or pressure you." He placed a hand over his chest. "I'm just here because I care." Maya's tears spilled. She covered her mouth with her hand, trying to keep quiet, but her shoulders shook. Ethan took a step forward, then another. "Maya," he whispered, voice fragile. "You don't have to hide from me." "No," she cried softly. "You don't understand. I'm trying so hard to heal, to breathe, to not fall apart again. I came here because I needed space. Ethan, because I needed to learn how to be okay on my own." "And you will," Ethan said. "But not if you're here," she said weakly. "If you stay, I'll fall all over again. And I can't do that to you." Ethan's heart cracked open. "Maya," he whispered, "if falling means falling together, then I don't care." She shook her head. "You deserve someone whole." "I don't want perfect," Ethan whispered. "I want you." Maya closed her eyes, and for a moment, Ethan truly believed she would run into his arms. That she would break and admit everything, but she didn't. She opened her eyes, full of love she didn't let herself feel. "I'm sorry," she whispered. Ethan froze. "Not again. Not that word." Maya looked at him with trembling lips. "I still need time. I still need distance. I'm not done fighting myself yet." Ethan's voice cracked. "Can I at least stay here tonight? Not with you, just in the city. So I can know you're close, safe." Maya hesitated, then nodded slowly. "You can." He exhaled shakily. That was enough for now. He turned to leave, but she called softly. "Ethan?" He stopped. "Thank you for coming," she whispered. Then something in her expression shifted, so subtle, yet so devastating. She looked at him like he was the safest place she could ever return to. And the one place she wasn't brave enough to stay. Ethan stepped outside. The night air was cold, brushing against his skin like a reminder of reality. He leaned against the wall beside the cafe door, breathing unsteadily. Liam approached slowly. "How was it?" Ethan wiped his eyes discreetly. "Hard." "Did she push you away?" Ethan nodded. "Yeah, but not because she doesn't care." Liam nodded slowly. "So, what now?" Ethan looked at the cafe window where Maya sat back down, staring at her drink with trembling hands. "I wait," he whispered.
"Until she's ready."
Chapter 5. The night she didn't come back. The rain arrived long before the night did. It didn't fall hard or fast. It came like a slow, patient whisper over the rooftops, as if the sky was trying not to disturb the quiet that had settled over the small town. Ethan sat by his bedroom window, knees pulled up, forehead resting on the cold glass. Outside, street lamps glowed like lonely islands on an ocean of dark pavement. He watched the rain because the silence inside his chest had become too heavy. He watched the road because a part of him still expected her. Maya. She was supposed to return 3 hours ago, but she hadn't. And every passing minute tightened something inside him, something he had never wanted to feel again. Not after the night she rejected him the first time, not after the second, and certainly not after the third. But the heart doesn't keep promises very well, especially his. Ethan's phone buzzed once. A message. He snatched it up immediately, but his fingers slowed when he saw the sender. "Lena." He opened it. "Ethan, are you awake?" He typed back slowly. "Yeah." A pause. Then another message. "Can I come over?" Ethan looked at the empty road again, the streetlights reflecting in the rain like liquid stars. She's not coming back. She chose to walk away again. Stop waiting. But he couldn't make himself believe it, not yet. "Still," he replied. "Yeah, door's open." When he set the phone down, a low ache settled in his chest. He didn't want anyone here. Not tonight. Not when everything inside felt like broken glass. But Lena had been the only friend who stayed after Maya pulled away. And loneliness is a strange thing. It makes you accept the company you wouldn't normally take. Minutes later, the faint sound of footsteps climbed the wooden stairs outside. Ethan didn't move when the door opened softly. Lena stepped inside, raindrops on her hair, her coat, her eyelashes. She looked at him, really looked, and her expression softened with something between worry and sadness. "You're waiting for her," she whispered. Ethan didn't deny it. He didn't know how. Lena took a slow breath and walked toward him, sitting gently on the edge of the bed. She didn't touch him. She just sat close enough for him to feel her warmth. "She made her choice," Lena said quietly. Ethan closed his eyes. "But why does it feel like I'm the one who's lost?" Lena continued, voice barely above the rain. "You keep breaking yourself for someone who doesn't even realize she's holding the pieces." Ethan looked at her then, at the girl who had carried his backpack when he was too tired to move, who brought him soup when he got sick, who sat with him on the rooftop when everything felt impossible. He had never liked her the way she liked him. But she had never left. Unlike Maya, Lena noticed his silence. She smiled a little, a soft, painful smile, and lowered her eyes. "I know you don't feel the same," she said. "I know I'm not the one you want. I'm not asking for anything, I just don't want you to be alone." Her voice cracked at the last word, and Ethan felt something twist inside him. Guilt, gratitude, confusion, all tangled with the memories of Maya's rejections and her sudden closeness that kept returning just when he started to move on. A dangerous pattern, a painful cycle, one that always started with her leaving and ended with him waiting. He turned his face to the window again. "She said she'd come back," he whispered. Lena looked at him for a long, long moment. Then she whispered something so soft he almost didn't hear it. "Ethan, people who love you don't leave you wondering." Those words settled over the room like a blanket of truth he wasn't ready to accept. They stayed like that, two silhouettes in the dim room, rain painting slow trails down the window until the clock ticked past midnight. Lena eventually fell asleep sitting up, her head resting lightly against Ethan's shoulder. He didn't move, didn't speak, didn't breathe too deeply. He just sat there, staring at the road, waiting for footsteps that would never come. Around 1:30 a.m., a single message arrived. His heart stuttered when he saw the name. "Maya." He opened it instantly. "Ethan, I'm sorry. Something happened. I can't talk right now. Please don't be upset." No explanation, no location, no reason. Just the familiar string of half-answers and emotional shadows she always sent him, the kind that pulled him back whenever he tried to step away. He stared at the message for a long time, breath caught somewhere between anger and relief. Lena stirred slightly in her sleep, unaware of the storm inside him. Ethan typed a reply, but deleted it, and typed again, then deleted it. His thumb hovered over the keyboard. He didn't know what to say. He didn't know what he wanted anymore. He didn't know which hurt more, her leaving or her returning without warning. In the end, he typed nothing. He put the phone face down on the table and closed his eyes. The rain deepened its rhythm, almost like a lullaby made of sorrow. His heartbeat slowed, and somewhere inside him, something quietly broke. But something else began to wake. A part of him that whispered, "This is the last night you wait for her. This is the last time she gets to disappear without explanation. This is the last time you carry a pain she doesn't even feel." The night didn't answer him, but the silence did. Chapter 6. The truth she never wanted to tell. Morning came without sunlight. Only a pale, cold gray leaked through the curtains, casting long shadows across Ethan's room. He opened his eyes slowly, his neck stiff from sleeping in the same position for hours. Lena was still resting lightly on his shoulder. He exhaled, a quiet, heavy breath, and gently shifted so she wouldn't wake. She murmured something in her sleep but didn't stir. Ethan stood up, stretched, and walked to the window. The rain hadn't stopped. It was softer now, more fragile, as if the sky had grown tired too. He checked his phone. No new messages. Maya's last text still glowed on the screen. "I'm sorry." Something happened. His chest tightened again. Not anger, not sadness. A different kind of pain. The kind that comes from wanting answers you're afraid to hear. He rubbed his eyes and grabbed his hoodie. He needed air. He needed clarity. He needed to stop waiting. Before he stepped outside, he placed a blanket gently over Lena. She looked peaceful. Something he hadn't felt in a long time. He closed the door quietly behind him. The walk to Maya's house felt heavier than usual. Every step echoed the same question. Why does she disappear only when I finally start to heal? The streets glistened from the rain. The world was quiet, too quiet. Even the morning birds felt muted, as if they sensed something was wrong. When he reached Maya's house, the front gate was half open. That wasn't normal. Maya always kept it closed. He stepped inside cautiously. The porch light was still on. Someone had left in a hurry. He knocked gently on the door. Nothing. He tried again, louder. Still nothing. Just when he turned to leave, the door opened, slowly, and a man stood there. Her father. Mr. Khan looked older than Ethan remembered. His shoulders slouched, his eyes tired, his face pale in a way that came from long nights of worry. "Ethan," he said, surprised. "You're here early." Ethan swallowed. "Is Maya home?" Mr. Khan hesitated. A painful hesitation, the kind that made Ethan's heartbeat go cold. "She's resting," he said finally. "But she's not well." The air thickened. Ethan tried to speak, but his voice cracked. "What happened?" Mr. Khan didn't answer immediately. He motioned for Ethan to come inside. They walked quietly through the hallway. The house smelled faintly of medicine and something metallic, something unspoken. When they reached the living room, Mr. Khan sat down, elbows on his knees, face buried in his hands. "She didn't want you to know," he said softly. Ethan froze. "Know what?" Mr. Khan looked up, eyes trembling. "She thinks you'll look at her differently." "She's terrified of that." Ethan's throat tightened painfully. "Look at her differently? Why?" Mr. Khan took a slow, shaky breath. "Maya's been dealing with severe panic episodes and fainting spells." He paused, eyes glistening. "She collapsed last night." "Collapsed?" That explained why she didn't come back. Why she sent the unfinished message. Why she vanished without explanation. Ethan felt the world shift under him. "We've been taking her to specialists," Mr. Khan continued. "But her episodes get worse when she's under emotional stress." Ethan clenched his fists. "And I'm the stress?" "No," the father said quickly. "She cares about you more than she admits. But caring also scares her. She feels undeserving, inadequate. She worries she'll hold you back." A long silence fell between them. A heavy one. Then Mr. Khan said the thing that hit Ethan the deepest. "She doesn't reject you because she doesn't like you. She rejects you because she's afraid you'll stay." Those words shattered something inside him and rebuilt something else. Suddenly, all the mixed signals made sense. The rejections, the distance, the disappearances, the fear in her eyes every time he stepped closer. She wasn't pushing him away out of coldness. She was pushing him away to protect him from her own breaking parts. "Can I see her?" Ethan asked quietly. Mr. Khan nodded, wiping his eyes. "Just be gentle. She'll pretend she's okay." Ethan walked down the narrow hallway toward her room. The air felt still, heavy, as if every emotion lingering here had soaked into the walls. He stopped at her door, slightly open, soft light spilling through. He knocked lightly. "Maya?" A faint voice replied. "Ethan?" He stepped inside. She was sitting on her bed, knees drawn up, blanket wrapped around her shoulders. Her hair was messy, her eyes swollen, her breathing shallow. She looked fragile in a way that twisted his heart. She tried to smile. "Hey!" Ethan sat down beside her quietly. "You collapsed." Maya looked away. "I didn't want you to know." "Why?" Her voice cracked. "Because you'd worry." "I already worry." Maya closed her eyes and a tear slipped down her cheek. "I don't want to be someone you have to take care of," she whispered. "You deserve someone stable, someone who can stand on her own, not someone who breaks every time life gets heavy." Ethan shook his head slowly. "You think you break too easily, but you don't see yourself from my eyes." She didn't respond. He leaned forward, voice soft as the rain outside. "Maya, I didn't stay because I pity you. I stayed because I love you. I stayed because you matter. I stayed because no one else feels like home." Her breath hitched. But she didn't run this time. She didn't retreat into silence. She didn't push him away like before. Instead, She whispered the truth she'd never dared to say. I was never afraid of losing you, Ethan. I was afraid you'd finally realize you deserve better. He felt her shoulders tremble, so he reached out slowly and placed his hand over hers. Maya, I'm not going anywhere. For the first time, she didn't pull away. She let herself lean against him, and for the first time, Ethan felt her trust him more than her fear. Chapter 7, The Last Time I Loved Her Quietly. The rain had finally stopped. Not suddenly, but slowly, the way grief softens when you've been carrying it for too long. By late evening, the clouds thinned out, leaving faint streaks of gold sliding through the sky. It was the kind of quiet that felt earned, not given. Ethan walked down the old road behind Maya's house, the one that led to the abandoned wooden bridge, where they had shared so many unspoken moments. His hands were in his pockets, his steps slow, his mind heavier than usual. Maya wanted to talk. Really talk. She had sent him a message earlier. Meet me at the bridge, please. He could hear her voice inside the words, soft, trembling, unsure whether she deserved the right to ask anything from him anymore. He wasn't angry. He was just tired. Tired of cycles. Tired of broken promises. Tired of being a home she kept leaving. But he still went. Because that's who he was. Because hearts don't change overnight. Because some loves don't die. They just learn how to speak more quietly. When he reached the bridge, Maya was already there. She stood at the far edge, leaning against the railing, her hair swaying gently in the cool evening breeze. The fading sunlight painted her in soft amber, as if the world itself didn't want her to disappear again. She turned when she heard him. Her eyes said everything before her lips moved. Fear, remorse, and something that looked like hope, the fragile kind that shakes in the wind. Thank you for coming, she whispered. Ethan stood beside her but didn't speak. The silence between them wasn't hostile. It wasn't angry. It was honest, unfiltered. She took a deep breath. I owe you the truth. All of it. Ethan looked down at the wooden planks beneath them. I'm listening. Maya's fingers tightened on the railing. When I collapsed, that wasn't the first time. Her voice trembled. I've been having panic episodes for almost a year. And I didn't tell anyone. Not even my father. Not even you. Ethan's chest tightened. Why? She swallowed hard. Because every time I'm happy, something inside me breaks. I get scared of losing it. Scared of depending on it. She looked at him then, really looked. And you make me happier than anyone ever has. Ethan's heart stilled. She stepped closer, voice softer. That's why I kept rejecting you. Not because I didn't want you, but because wanting you terrifies me. He closed his eyes. Those words were everything he had waited to hear. Everything he thought he would never hear. But they didn't heal him instantly. They didn't erase the nights he waited. The messages she didn't send, the disappearing, the fear she turned into distance. Healing doesn't erase pain, it just makes room for it. Maya, he whispered, I love you. I've loved you through every rejection, every silence, every night you didn't come back. But I can't keep loving you alone. She inhaled sharply, eyes wet. I don't want you to love me alone, she said. I want to try. Really try. No running. No disappearing. Just us, together. Even if I'm scared. Ethan studied her face, the trembling lip, the hope flickering behind fear, the exhaustion, the fragile courage that had taken her so long to find. She meant it. For the first time, she meant it. But Ethan wasn't the same boy who had waited at windows for her footsteps. He had changed. He had grown through the hurt she never saw. He took a slow breath. Maya, I'm not leaving. You don't have to worry about that. He paused. But I need something from you too. She nodded quickly. Anything. I need honesty, even when it's hard, even when you're scared. I need you to talk to me instead of disappearing into silence. Tears slid down her cheeks. I will, she whispered. I promise. Ethan stepped closer and gently wiped a tear with his thumb. I believe you, he said softly. She closed her eyes, leaning into his touch like she had been waiting her whole life for it. He wrapped his arms around her, slow, careful, warm, as if holding something that had cracked too many times. For a long moment, they just stood there on the bridge, breathing in the same evening air, hearts finally beating in rhythm instead of against each other. But deep inside, Ethan knew something else too. Love doesn't fix broken parts. Love doesn't erase fear. Love doesn't cure everything. Love just chooses to stay through the storms. Not perfectly, not endlessly, but honestly, And for the first time, Maya chose to stay. When the wind grew colder, she pulled away slightly. "Can I ask you something?" she whispered. "Yeah." "After everything I did?" Her voice cracked again. "Why are you still here?" Ethan smiled, small, soft, tired but real. "Because leaving would hurt more than loving you ever did." Maya covered her face with her hands, a silent sob shaking through her body. He didn't speak. He didn't try to fix it. He just held her again. And in that quiet embrace, under the dying sunset, he knew this wasn't the perfect ending. It wasn't a fairy tale. It wasn't a victory. It wasn't a promise of forever. But it was honest. And honest was enough.